Hey guys, welcome. So I just rolled credits on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. That's a mouthful. And I have a few thoughts to say about it. This isn't an official review, but it's just something I wanted to get out there. So I played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1 this spring, and I finished it twice. And there were some issues there with the game, like mostly like not performance, but like technical bugs and glitches, but it had like a lot of heart and soul, and I really had fun with that game. And about 5 hours into Bloodlines 2, I was really not feeling it. I would say 9 hours in, I was pretty much ready to quit. And that was on night 2 during the Fabian section that really dragged. Now, what I want to say first is I really love Fabian's voice actor and the guy that put a lot of heart, soul, and energy into the character. The actual character I like. I really like Fabian, especially by the end of the game. I felt really sad at the end. I'm not going to spoil it, but it felt like a lot at the end and However, the Fabian sections I feel were kind of brought down the game a lot, and it was slowed your momentum so much. Because when you play as Fire, it's go, epic, missions and stuff like that. If you don't do the side missions anyway, and I felt like it dragged down so much, and I almost didn't make it through night 2 as Fabian, and I kind of just was dreading going to bed every night. And the problem is they throw these Fabian sections in when you're on a high climax, so I'm not going to spoil it, but at the very end of the game, like the very end, you're literally about to fight the last boss, and it's like high stakes, high energy, and all of a sudden, just the glass breaks and you're sent back in time again as Fabian. And I think that could have been handled better, or even if it was just Fire and Fabian would just comment on stuff around. Like, the pieces will come together at the end of the game and stuff starts to click. Like, I'm not the fastest person in the world, but stuff started to click for me. The story started to come together near the end. I know a lot of people have already figured it out halfway through, but it actually, I would say, like, the second half of Bloodlines 2 is way better than the first half. The first hour of the game is actually okay. But I'm finding after you finish night 2 or so, I had a hard time putting the game down because there was so much going on. And yes, I did skip all the side missions because I just unlocked the one power I needed from Banu Hakim, and then I literally didn't need any other points for any other ability. Like, I guess if you just grind all your points in the city every day, all day, sure, you could probably unlock every ability from every clan, but like, why? Like, I unlocked a few of them for the outfits because some of the outfits are actually pretty cool, some of them not so much. The exploration, I feel, is really not there. I think the city's just too big because it's sort of like a walking simulator. Going from main mission to another main mission just feels like such a drag. Like the Fabian sections, the exploration, I like the traversal in the game. It's really fun to climb up buildings and like jump off and ambush people. Like, the combat's okay. It's not the greatest combat in the game, in general, but it can be a lot of fun depending on how you build your character. There's no character build at all, like no passive skill. Like, there's passive skills you just automatically get. So there's no build craft. Now for like the story, I really like the story. Like I said, I'm kind of a dunce, so I didn't really see a lot of stuff coming. And when it came together at the end, like, I felt really sad, at the last, cutscene with Fabian and Fire. What a stupid name for a character, but I don't know why. It bugged me the whole game. Like, why would you name your character this? Like, just call her Nomad, or give her some ancient, like a name for someone who was from Constantinople or something like that. But the second half of the game just feels so different from the first. Like, why did we have to suffer through 7.5, 8 hours to finally things start making sense later on? Like, I kind of had two people, I guess, that were the enemy, like the antagonist. I was kind of right, but yeah, I just heard that a lot of people had figured this out way ahead of time. But it was still kind of cool. Like, the Fabian sections kind of slowly, pieces start to be put together slowly, and they build up and be like, oh, that's why it is. Oh, that's why. Okay, I get it. And I think for the first time, it's decent storytelling, but it's just too slow paced, and there's just sometimes too much dialogue. Yes, I know it's like a story dialogue heavy game, but I'm just saying. However, what I would really like if Chinese Room or some modder could put in a Fabian skip into the game so that you don't have to go through it a second time. Because I already had a hard enough time the first time. If I do it the second time, honestly, I'm just going to skip dialogue. I'm just going to skip like all of it. Like, The main missions, like the Atrium, the Warrens, I want the Warrens, the Underground, all these like handcrafted main mission areas that you go into are great. It feels really great to go through them, and I love it. However, the side missions are just repetitive, they're pointless, and it just feels like a waste of time. Like, unless you have an ability you really want from another clan that could benefit your build. Like, for instance, I was Toreador, and I wanted the Banu Hakim. It was Banu Hakim or someone else. There's an ability where you can go into stealth in combat and just like assassinate 2 enemies in combat. That was really, really good for my build, because I also had, like the Kiss and the come hither. So it was kind of a really cool stealth control build. That's what I mean by a build. Like, there's no points that you can spend, in a skill tree. It's just a straight line, and you pick something in another tree. I thought we got like 4 or 5 passives for each ability to enhance it, but no. And I feel like Fire as a character, and even the voice actor, started to really come into their own, like halfway past through the game. Like, I feel like in the beginning of the game, like, yeah, she's just waking up. She's just starting to realize things. I know, as I say that, I did get the bad ending. But even so, like, I was like, okay, this is kind of on me. I made these dumb decisions. So I kind of like screwed everyone over. I don't know. I feel like the more the game went on, the better the acting got, the better the character kind of developed. Like, like if this game had just been linear and it was sort of like a Mass Effect style linearity, like, I don't like the empty spaces. Get rid of the useless side quests. Just get rid of being able to be multiple clans. Like, when I chose a clan, I 100% assumed I'd be locked into that. And I was okay with that. Like, I don't know, did we really need to do that? Like, do all elders get to have multiple abilities from each clan? And another thing which really makes me mad is Tremere are so locked off and so secretive. They would never willingly give their blood, even if like the prince told them to. They would tell the prince to go screw themselves. Like, there are certain clans that I'm shocked that Venture will even do it. It just seems so lore breaking and weird that this ancient vampire awakens and now we all have to give them a vial of our blood. It's weird. I would have been totally okay if we just had our own skill tree and we could build passives on our current abilities. So I'm kind of wondering if Chinese Room really just were out of development time, or they're getting rushed to finish this. Now, I do want to say I really do want to applaud Chinese Room for getting this game out and getting it together in 3 years or 2 years, because it's been in development hell for like 10, 20 years probably. I was not feeling very grateful early on, but at the end of the game, when everything came together, I actually had a good time and I wanted to immediately get back into it. But then I thought, oh God, I gotta go through the Fabian stuff again. But I do want to say, like, I realize that it's a miracle that we even got this game to begin with. And I know it's got a lot of work ahead of it for it. They've even made a post saying they're not going to abandon development and they do want to fix a lot of stuff. So I'm really, really appreciative of that. And I hope the best to them in the future. I hope modding picks up. We'll probably get an unofficial patch from someone somewhere down the line. Because originally the VTMB 1 got abandoned right away. They didn't even get a patch. I'm pretty sure they didn't. We've already had one hotfix patch, and it's nice that they're not going to abandon it right away, either if it's them or if it's a secondary company. I know we're probably not going to get another Bloodlines, but I appreciate that they're willing to put some stuff into the game that probably should have been in their first place, like FOV slider, stuff like that. I'm hoping they work on performance, because my performance was pretty sluggish. I have a 5900X and a 5070 on 1440p Ultra. Now, I didn't dip at all, like frame dip. I only dipped when I went through doors. Leaving a shop and going to the outside. It would dip down to like 20. And then go back up to like 70. But it was like sticking around between like 40 and 70, depends when. But when I was like inside buildings, I get like a clear 165 FPS. But keep in mind, I also had to download a mod patch to get that working like that. So I think performance, they should focus on first, and then maybe some game features. I'm not sure what's on the table for them, what they want to do, but all the best to them, and I hope they spend more time than they did on the first one, and that we can get this game to a state where it was how it was meant to be released. And just hoping, I was kind of on the hate train for this earlier on. Just heard not good things about it, but I think if you like Vampire the Masquerade and you can just don't think of it as a Bloodlines game, you might have a good time, because it's actually decent in certain spots. It's just there's no RPG at all. Like, the only RPG thing is making choices throughout the story. That doesn't make an RPG. Like, yeah, there's meaningful choices, but like, I like character customization. I like deciding how my character will grow. It's not even just the stats thing. I like to change the way my character plays. You know, like, I don't think Tremere should be brawlers all the time. You know, Ventru, I feel like, should be using weapons, not their bare fists. You know, that's just me. But I had a really good experience with Toreador, though. Like, my combat was, I would kiss someone, they would fight people for me. I would tell someone to come hither, I'd bite them and kill them. And then I'd like blink kick and kick someone. And then after I got that guy out of the way, I would do my stealth and then just like assassinate 2 people and rinse and repeat. And that way it was actually a lot of fun. I'm not sure how the other clans play. I was either thinking about trying a Ventru or a Tremere soon, seeing how combat is for that. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Have you even tried it, or have you watched the reviews on YouTube and just said, oh, it's trash, I'm not going to bother?